Welcome to all of you. We are so very happy that you're all here to join us today. And this event is being brought to you by Role Model Initiative, whose mission is to provide a channel for those who are genuinely seeking a mentor. The event is sponsored by Math Squared Education of Westchester, and please make sure that you sign in. Also, keep in mind at the end of our program with Julie, we will have a question and answer session, and whoever comes up with the best questions, she brought with her wonderful door prizes, including some wonderful watches for both men and women. So be thinking about what questions you can ask, because she's going to pick whose questions are the best and provide the door prizes. So keep that in mind, if you would. Role Model Initiative provides direct access to the attitude, skills, and methods of successful and willing mentors who are role models. Olympians represent high achievement, dedication, passion, drive, and energy. Olympians have a unique talent to integrate failure as a critical component of their success strategy. They experience many failed attempts before they climb the summit, each time going farther, faster, and higher. We are also using Olympians here as a classic metaphor for any high-achieving individual. We aspire to live every day with world-class attitude, style, and characteristics of high-performing individuals. The Role Model Initiative aims to make these high-performing individuals accessible to you, to be your counsel, coach, and mentor in helping to realize your goals and aspirations. Please stay tuned for more upcoming events in the near future. And now I would like to introduce you to Sneha Rajan, who will be telling us more about our speaker today.
Hi, my name is Sneha Rajan, and I'm currently an 8th grader at Mason Middle School. I have many role models that have inspired me. Inspiration is when you see someone or something and you realize what you want to do in life. One of the most important people in my life is my mom. She's a successful physician who has inspired me to become a neurologist when I grow up. But to become successful, I realize that there are many daily challenges that need to be overcome. For example, a lack of self-confidence is something that I struggle with. Whenever I'm asked to take up a challenge, my first thought is, can I do this? I always doubt myself as a first reaction. Also, there is the fear of failure. Whenever I'm asked to try something new, there's always this little voice in the back of my head telling me that I'm going to fall flat on my face. But it's up to me to take a stand and prove that I can achieve whatever goal I set my mind to, as long as I work hard and try my best. There are also many different stresses in my life. For kids, we have to deal with school problems like peer pressure, homework, extracurricular activities, etc., and we deal with these things every day. I'm sure many of you guys can relate to these issues, but it's important to know that we can overcome these obstacles to achieve excellence. So no matter what hurdles may be in my way, I know that it's up to me to cross my goal. Today we are pleased to have in our midst award-winning Olympic athlete Julie Isphording, who will inspire us to lead an Olympic life. Thank you.
I think that's inspiring. I asked her if I could keep that as a memento today to bring home with me to remember this afternoon, because I love being here. But first we're going to start with some home movies. So I'm going to start, and here is how I made the Olympic team. You ready? We'll need sound too. Do we have sound? This is when I made the Olympic team back in 1984. Obviously the sound isn't that good, but this is after 26 miles. Okay, now I'm going to show you the Columbus Marathon. This is another race. There we go. Listen to this.
Amazing story. A young lady who 2 days ago wasn't sure if she could start
tore a tendon in my leg and it shot up with cortisone. So I thought I was going to drop out. Listen to this.
Here is an amazing story. Here is Julie Isphording. She just passed mile 22. We have confirmed now that she told her parents before the start of the race today, go back to Cincinnati. My leg is so sore, I don't think I can finish the race. I may not be able to reach the halfway mark, and I don't want to embarrass you when I drop out. Please go back to Cincinnati. Whether they went back or not, I don't know, but she told her to go back, and here she is.
My parents stayed.
Away from the finish line. She's going to break her course record.
Please, no, keep going. It's very important what I say.
This is so exciting. Julie Isphording. What a brave champion she's going to be. She did it.
Listen to what I
I
said.
don't know how I did it. I've done that. I believe in miracles. I really do.
What a geek. Anyway, from that video, I want you to remember 3 things today. What I said. Now I believe in miracles. I never knew back then how much I would have to believe in those words. What I did, the finish line pose. Don't forget that either. And the third thing, even though you've watched 2 videos on running, this speech is not about running. I started running when I was 17 years old. I was pretty old, wasn't I? Yeah. Those eyebrows went up so high, I can't believe it. I was a tennis player, and I thought this jogging stuff would make me a better tennis player. So I used to run 2 miles every day. 1 mile, stick straight to the bakery, custom bakery, stopped in, had a donut, and run 1 mile home. I thought, take it too seriously, a little jogging, and I thought I was so good that I was going to run one of those races, 5K races, 3 miles. Surely I could run 3 miles. So that morning I got up and I had juice and coffee and a bowl of Trix and some toast. Oh, I thought you needed to eat a lot before you ran. And I put on my first running shoe ever, and I brought my running shoe, big old Converse running shoe, and I went down to London Airport, started the race, got to mile 2. The Trix are right about here, and I'm thinking this is the dumbest thing I've ever done. I'm never going to run again. But nobody ran back then, and I won my first race. I got a free Diet Coke, a free t-shirt, and I got my first trophy ever to take home to Mom and Dad. And I brought my first trophy. I've given all my trophies away except for 2 trophies. When I made the Olympics, and this trophy, and the reason I brought it today to show you is because it's a man. They didn't have women trophies back then, but it's my man. Anyway, I kept up my running, and I went to Xavier University College. And one day, I was in the cafeteria reading the newspaper, and this amazing story was on the headline news. Story that changed my life forever. I wrote about it in my diary. I brought my diary. So if you ever had one of these, you used to keep it in your underwear drawer. Now the boys don't have one of these, but I have one of these. I want to read you exactly what I wrote that day when I was in the cafeteria. I read in the paper today that there's going to be a new Olympic event. The first ever women's Olympic marathon, 26 miles, all women, the best of the best. I want to be there. You wonder how these things get started. So I asked all of you, what are you dreaming about? Kids are always dreaming, aren't you? Whether you're going to be an astronaut, a gymnast, I'm going to be an Olympic athlete, I'm going to be a ballet dancer, I'm going to be the smartest girl in class. But for the adults, they're looking at me like, are you crazy, Julie? You're lucky I even got here. I've got housework, I work full time, I have my volunteer work, the kids, and so is sick, and what do you mean goals? Well, age only matters if you're a piece of cheese. There is no reason that we cannot continue to dream and dream big. I know role modeling is so important here, but it's not just for children. A adults have role models as well, and when you have role models, then you are a role model. Think about it. Anyway, I decided to graduate from college in 3 years instead of 4 years, because I thought if I got a real life job, that real life is so much easier than school. False start. No, school is much more fun than work. Anyway, I got my first job right out of college at P&G. And I became this girl, Julie Isphording. I say my own name. Company car, great salary. Mom and Dad were so thrilled with my college education. Nice salary, expense account. And then there's Julie Isphording, the runner, who finally got a pair of running shoes. And here's the Olympic girl who wants to be in the Olympics, right? So get up in the morning, run 15 miles, go to the office, and I had to get in by 8, not 9, and I couldn't leave promptly at 5, and run at night, and lift weights, and get up the next morning and run, and go to work, and run, and go to work, and run, and go to work, and guess what happened? I was getting worse at both. Yeah, too much, huh? Too much going on. I am not Superwoman. I came to a point in my life where I had to choose, what is it? Should I go try out for the Olympics? That's kind of scary. What if I don't make it? What if I fail? What if I let my parents down? What if, what if, what if? Here's the safe one. You know, Mom and Dad love this, all my friends. Julie got the job in P&G. There's South money. You get paid here. You don't get paid here. Have you ever been at a point like this in your life? Two good things. They're two very good things, aren't they? Which one is it? Well, I decided to take the scary one, the one that made me shake. The risk. This is a risk. This is. So I hope you do come to points in your life several times where you're forced to choose. I said, go after it. Take a risk. Don't get too many chances in life to really live. So anyway, I quit my job at P&G. My parents had a heart attack. And everyone said I was doing the wrong thing. And I decided to move away from Cincinnati and move to Orlando, Florida. Why Orlando, Florida? Well, it's kind of warm, right? And here's another thing. I knew a family down there in Orlando, Florida, because I had been raising all over the country, and I had no money, so I'd stay in people's homes. So I'd go to a big race, stay in a guest bedroom in somebody's house with a bunch of kids, get up the next morning and run a race, and then go home. Because that's how good I was getting, traveling. Well, I knew Judy and her family, so I called Judy on the phone. I said, Judy, I want to try to make the Olympics. And I loved Orlando. Would you help me find an apartment in your beautiful city so I can train for the Olympic trials? And she said no. She said no. She said, I want you to stay with us. Come live with us. I don't want you to get an apartment. I want to be part of it. She wanted to help me. Ask for help. Lesson number 3 today. It's fun to help others, isn't it? It makes you feel good inside. Gives you that little butterfly like jump for joy on the inside. You know that feeling? Real cool. Yeah. Ask for help. It's easier for kids to ask for help than adults. Especially in the office. Oh, it's a sign of weakness. Oh, people might think I'm not that smart if I ask for help. Wrong, 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 quit it. No, ask for help. It's the greatest feeling in the world when others can help you. Very important. So I moved down to Orlando, Florida. I bunked bed with a 5-year-old. I went to bed the same time she did every night. And I had dish duty on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I had to put the dishes in the dishwasher. I hated it. And there were only 3 stations on the TV, and I had dibs on the TV on Saturday night. Well, I'm living large, aren't I? And bring back the garbage cans on Monday. And I loved it. Because I was living with a family, and they loved me. I was surrounded by love. Like family. And there's nothing better than that. Lesson number 4, surround yourself with people who love you. People who love you. Unconditional love. Just like she said, her family is her mother, is her role model. People who love you. So anyway, love is not enough though. It's not enough. I was running the biggest race of my entire life. I needed people who would push me, challenge me. So I went in search of them and I found them, and I'm going to show you what they look like. They look like this. I found 5 guys who were better than me. They were faster than me. They had a longer stride than me. I met them every morning at 5:30 in front of the mailbox, and we pushed each other, and we laughed, and they made me cry, and they made me better. I hope I made them better. Find people who challenge you. It's so important. Now, got to remember something in life. The worst kind of person you can put yourself around you is the sabotager. The sabotager, you go on a diet, they bring over pizza and beer. And ice cream too. Yeah. You decide you're going to start running or start a fitness program. Somehow they're at your house and you never get to it because they don't want to do it. Don't do it. You don't want to be around the sabotage. Another important thing to remember is you don't want to be around people who are negative. I call them energy vampires. They suck you dry. You can't avoid them all the time, but you can limit your time around them. I call them energy vampires. You leave them, you're exhausted. The other very important person I had in my life was a coach. A coach in today's world is called a mentor. Somebody who's objective. Your mother is not your coach. All of you adults. I should say to the adults, not to the kids. Let me be your coach for just a minute. You are all outrageously wonderful people. I know that or I wouldn't be here. Rama told me already. He met me for lunch. He told me all about you. You're all outrageously wonderful, but why stop there? That's what a coach says. A coach only wants you to be better. And you have to have a plan. So what are you dreaming about? What's your plan? I had my plan and I brought it. And it's my 1984 running journal. 1984. It's falling apart, but I thought I'd bring it today so I could just read a little of it to you. It's really falling apart. This is my plan. My coach every week told me what I was going to run, and this is the summary of it. So, I know you're thinking, well, Julie told me to have a goal and write it in my diary. Well, now we need a plan. So even if you go home and write it down today, you worked on your plan. So even if you spend 5 minutes on it every day, you're getting closer. So let me read part of it to you. I ran with Bruce today, that's Bruce, a little over 20 miles. We ran at noon to make it really hot. I got through the first 14 at a 6:30 pace, but slowed down the last bit. My Achilles started to bother me. I'm scared. I put so much into this training that I hope that tomorrow I'm okay. I sat in a bathtub full of ice water for 4 times. Please, God, make me better tomorrow. Okay, here's what I wrote the next day. Okay, I think it's a miracle. My Achilles was fine, and I beat Bruce in the last 3 one-mile sprints. We both ran our best times. What a great feeling. I'm so lucky. I'm so happy. Bruce had to buy the milkshakes this time. See, I've gone from donuts to milkshakes. They tasted so good. Hit my total for the week, 120 miles. I'm holding steady, only 4 more weeks to go. I get goosebumps when I read this. It was so long ago, and it just meant so much to me. Anyway, the big day finally rolled around, the Olympic trials. That's the video you watched. You saw the finish, but let me take you back to the start. The Olympic trials is one day, 26 miles. 26 miles. That's like for all of you going downtown. 26 miles. Only 3 people go to the Olympics. There were 256 women there. 3 people go, that's it. No second chance, no do-overs. This is not a good day to have a bad day. Anyway, we wore race numbers on the front of our shirts, and that race number told us what place we were supposed to come in. And it also told us where we would stand on the starting line. There were 256 women, and obviously number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 were right on the starting line. And then 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And I brought my race number so I can show you what place I was supposed to come in. This isn't the top 3, is it? I was way back. Would you have bet on me? No! She looked at me like, oh gosh, no. I want to bet on number 1, 2, and 3, and maybe I'll bet on number 4. But I was betting on me. I wanted to be in the top 3. We have to bet on ourselves. You must bet on yourself, because in life, you're the most important person betting on you. Bet on you. On the starting line, of course I was way back, and I'm looking up in the front, and the people in front of me were all my heroes. I mean, the people I dream about. My role models, the best of the best, right in front of me. I can touch them. I have heroes. I've always had heroes in my life. Even now I have heroes. We may call them role models. We may call them heroes. We may call them champions. You may just call them great people. How about it? But that was who was on the starting line. The gun goes off. I had taken a Sharpie before the race, and on my arm my tiny watch. On my arm, I had written 1 mile and my time, 2. What I wanted to hit each mile, number 4, because there's a clock in each mile. And down here on my elbow, right here, was what I thought my finish time was going to be that day. That was my goal. Nobody saw but me. Can't see it. Only Julie could see it. This was my life. You must run your own life, not somebody else's. Be yourself. Everybody else is already taken. In a marathon, if you run somebody else's race, you can go out too fast and collapse. Go out too slow and you'll never get beyond 45. Do it for you. All of you adults, whatever you're thinking about, your next goal, do it for you. Don't do it for your spouse, don't do it for the neighbors, don't do it for the kids. Do it for you. It belongs to you. So I get to mile 10, and the clock reads 56 minutes, 27 seconds. Look at my arm, 56 minutes, 27 seconds. I'm right on. I'm running my best race. Except for one really bad thing. A guy screams out from the sidelines, "You're in 23rd place." Well, you guys do the math. 23rd place, Julie. How embarrassing. You're not anywhere near the third. So I had 3 choices right then. 3 choices. Should I just drop out? Nobody will remember Judy Isphording from Cincinnati. Nobody will know. Or number 2, should I pick up the pace and go faster? But then, like I said, sometimes if you go too fast, you collapse. Or should I keep on keeping on my same pace? I chose to keep on keeping on. And if you forget this whole speech today, please remember those 4 words for the rest of your life. Keep on keeping on. Okay? Promise. So I did. Run, run, run. I can't remember mile 20 to 24. Mile 25, I'm coming around the final bend. And the crowds are going crazy. And I'm thinking, well, this is nice. I thought it was only in like 7th or 8th place. I didn't think I was going to make the Olympics. But I was still running my best time, so I was kind of happy. Plus, I'm almost done with 26 miles, and I'm tired and I need a glass of water. So I'm smiling, coming across, running my best. I am 100 yards from the finish line. So I'm about here. Finish line is right about there. And I hear my dad scream out, "You're in 3rd place. You're my Olympian." You realize I ran for 2.5 hours and only enjoyed 10 seconds of that stupid race. But those 10 seconds were the greatest moments of my life. I was taking those final steps in. Everything was like in slow motion. And do you know what it's like, all of you in this room, right before your dream comes true? You are having a baby. It's those final moments, those final steps. Something great happened to you. It's not when it happens. It's when you see and feel it happening. I call those the final steps. So I crossed the finish line. Let me show you what I won. I won this. I became part of the United States Olympic team. Here's my shirt. I belong to a team. I wasn't just Judy Isphhording or Julie Isphhording or whatever her name is. I belong to something much bigger than me. And that's what today is, isn't it? It's a group of people and you all belong. You belong together. I moved out to Los Angeles. I'm going to pass this around so you can touch it. I moved out and it shrunk in the wash. I washed it. I moved out to Los Angeles for the 1984 Olympics. And I bunked bed with Mary Lou Retton, the gymnast. Of course, they weren't born yet, so that doesn't make any sense to any of these little kids anymore because I'm getting so old. But for all the adults, the greatest part about the Olympics is I met some of the best athletes in the world, and really great people. And guess what the greatest part today is? I'm meeting great people. No different. Just was Los Angeles, and this is right here in Westchester. Yes. Life is about people, great people, that you will meet for the rest of your life every day. Well, the final day comes. The Olympics, you guys, the big day. So I got up that morning, and I put on my Olympic shirt, and I wrote on my arm my time, and I hit it. And I had that great training, everything, all the tricks I just taught you. I even wore my lucky underwear. I promise. No, I'm kidding. I didn't bring my And the gun goes off, and I'm with the best of the best in the world. Like I wrote about in my diary, I'm there. And the race starts great, and I'm in the lead pack with 7 other people, and we're running and mile 5 and 6 and 7 are great, mile 8 and 9 and 10, and I'm still with the lead, and I'm running great, best running of my life. And mile 10 and a half, I ruptured a disc in my back, and I fell through the pavement. And the ambulance picked me up. And they took me to the hospital. And I was in so much pain that they packed my body in ice to numb it out and shot and gave me painkillers. And they rolled the TV up so I could watch the finish of my race, the Olympics. You guys, I failed. There was a D and F by my name. Did not finish. So, the real story today, I'm getting rah, rah, rah. Here's make your dreams and 7 easy steps. And, but what if your dream doesn't come true? What if your dream shattered? You pick up one of those pieces and you keep on, keep on. I moved back to Cincinnati, Ohio. I became a Channel 9 news girl. I was on the news with Jenny Jansen. And if you don't remember that, that's a good thing. I was awful. On TV, I forgot my name every once in a while. I'd get all nervous and forget Jenny Jansen's name. One night, my grandma called, and she said, "Hey, Julie, I can see up your nose tonight. Please put your head down in front of the camera." I think my grandma was the only person who watched me. But about that time, also, you guys, remember when I ruptured my disc in the Olympics? I began to become paralyzed in my right leg. I could no longer run anymore. I could barely walk, and I was in pain every day of my life. So I had to have surgery. And the doctor sat me down, Dr. Tobler, and he said, "We're going to do some back surgery, and it's serious, and you will never run again. But you will be able to walk, and we will get you out of pain." And I said, "That's great. I'll be an Olympic patient." Isn't it awful, though, when you think about I was one of the best runners in the world, and now I'm happy that I'm going to be able to walk again? Your dreams change in life. Doesn't make them any worse, doesn't make them any better. They change. And guess what? I was going to be an Olympic patient. So I had the surgery at Christ Hospital. And I had complications. And so I'd be in the hospital for 2 weeks. And the first night after surgery, the nurse came in, her name was Angela. She walks in and she whispers, "We need to get you out of bed and put your feet on the ground to see if you can feel your feet. Because they've been pressing around in your spine that if you can't feel your feet, we're in trouble." And you know that feeling where you don't want to know? It's a moment of truth. You're like, well, can we do that tomorrow? How about Wednesday? In today's world, for sometimes it's like getting on the scale. It's like, oh God, I don't want to know. After Christmas, did I gain anyway? Woo! Yeah. So anyway, she pulls me out of bed, and I put one foot down, and I could feel it, and then I put the other foot down, and she whispers in my ear, "Tomorrow we're going to take 7 steps to the door. I'm going to do 7 whole steps." So she comes in, and I walk to the door, and I walked back, no pain. And then she says to me, "Now, tomorrow we're going to walk down the hallway." Woo! So my mom was there that day too, and she was listening. And this is really important because the next day, my mom is sitting there, and she goes, "Okay, let's do it." So we walk to the end of the door, and I turn to walk down the hallway. And down at the end of the hallway is I'll show you what's happening. It's in this box, my Tiffany box. At the end of the hallway, I brought in the Tiffany box. Inside of here is what was in the end of the hallway. It is worth more than $50,000 to me. To me, what's inside this box. It's better than getting flowers every day of my life. At the end of the hallway, I kind of wonder what it is. Like I better hold it to be tight, line it up all the time. It's nothing you'll ever guess. At the end of the hallway was a finish line. My mother had taken that Columbus Marathon that I made you watch the video, and look what she wrote, Christ Hospital Hallway. My mother wanted me to cross a finish line. My mother was so proud of me for being able to go from a paralyzed girl to having surgery, being able to take steps down a hallway. It's about the steps to the finish line, isn't it? And I can feel my feet. This is what my mother gave me. My mother is my mother. I moved back home to my parents' house to rehab. It took me a year to learn to drive again, and learn to walk again, and be normal. And one night, I snuck out of the house. And I went to a local track. I grew up in Mount Lookout, and there's an old track there at the Whitboro High School. I just wanted to run one lap. Just one. I won't run anymore. Have you ever done this? God, can I just have this one lap? I won't ask for anything else, please. And I ran a whole lap around. I ran a whole lap around the track, and I was so proud of myself. Well, the next night, how about 2? I promise, nothing else. 2 laps. And I ran 2. And then 2 became, how about 5 miles? Can I just do 5 miles? 5 miles became 10 miles. And guess what? I started training for a marathon again. We're ready for the video. Yeah. He's shaking his head. And guess what? I went back to the Los Angeles Marathon where I dropped out and I ran another marathon, and I'm going to show you what happened. Here we are, Los Angeles Marathon. I got another chance to run a marathon.
Yeah.
to music. That's me with the bad hair again. This is how long I've been running, 2.5 hours, which is about a 5:30 pace, 5 minutes, 30 seconds. This is the same course as the Lhasa is in the Olympics. I love to pass men at the finish line. You see me pass that guy, I love to do that. The lead vehicle is right, see, look there, there's another one. There's the lead vehicle, that's how I know I'm winning. I'm winning this race. So not only did I get a second chance to run a marathon, I'm coming to the end of the race and I'm winning the darn thing. Now I want to show you a long shot here so you can see the wheelchair and see all the men who like to be around me because they're on camera. This is on TV. But watch this guy. He cannot stand to get beat by a woman at the finish line. So here we go. Watch this guy. Can't stand it. A girl's going to beat him. Oh, I hate that. Okay, from this video, I can see the finish line. You obviously can't see it. But once again, here we go, those final steps in. And this time I did it. I got a second chance. And I see my dream coming true. It took me a while this time, but my dream came true. And I crossed another finish line. So today I still run every morning. I ran at 5:30 this morning. I run every morning at 4:30 during the weekdays. And I love running. And that's why I think I was good. I don't compete anymore in any of the marathons or the 15Ks or any of those. I'm lucky to be able to run. And so I run for fun. But every once in a while I do coach people. It's not my real life job, but I was giving a speech. And a lot of times people come up and they'll say, my dream is to run a marathon. And 5 years ago, this woman came up to me in the crowd. I usually speak to mostly adults. I don't get to speak to kids much because I teach more, speak to big work groups. And this lady came up to me and she said, you know what my dream is? You know what I write in my diary? I want to run a marathon. She was very overweight. I said, we'll put together a plan and you'll do it. So she was going to run the Flying Pig. She trained for 16 weeks. I wrote out her plan. She lost 50 pounds. And her goal was 5 hours. And I went to the finish line and waited for her at the Flying Pig. And I waited. And I waited. The clock is ticking. I'm nervous. Oh my gosh, what if she doesn't? Oh my God. You know how you get so, and there's nothing I can do about it but be nervous. And then finally I see her coming, and the clock said 4 hours and 55 minutes. So she had 5 minutes to get to that finish line and make her goal come true. And I knew she was going to do it. She was only 200 yards away. And I'm jumping for joy, thinking, great, great. So here she comes, and then she stops. What happened? Oh, what are you doing? And she goes, she reaches in her pocket, her shorts, and she pulls out her lipstick. Puts on a pretty lipstick. The clock is ticking. She runs into the finish line, smiles, puts her arm up in that finish line pose, and she did look beautiful. But I want you to think about this for a second. She packed the lipstick before she started the race. She knew she was going to finish that race. She knew it. She packed her courage and her confidence and her resilience and her dreams right in that lipstick. Right? Pack your lipstick in the morning. Right? Get up in the morning and know that something great is going to happen to you every day. You must think like that. How else are you going to think? Get up and think, okay, something bad's going to happen? No, something great is going to happen to you every day. I I was signing autographs. I have a book we're going to give away 3 tonight. And I always, if there was this little 6th grader and her parents, and I'm signing to Ashley. Life is out there, live it, or something. I'm getting ready to finish signing my name, and she leans over the table and she says, "When you're done with that, do you want my autograph?" I said, "Absolutely, Ashley." That girl had it right. She mattered. She was important. She was an Olympic person. It's everything Bill told me. Who's Bill? I'll tell you. Bill Milton. Bill, I speak to nursing homes all the time. I met Bill in a nursing home 5 years ago. Bill was 94 when I met him. He just died last year. I used to go visit Isphording, and I made friends with Bill, and I used to go eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches with him in the nursing home once a month. And Bill said to me, "Julie, I want you to remember one thing. There are 2 types of people. Those that live hard and those that live easy. The hard livers are tough on themselves. They never stay comfortable for too long. They take risks every day. The easy livers, they play it safe. They're afraid of doing anything. Every day looks the same because every day is the same. They're afraid to fail." He said, "Julie, I want you to live hard. Don't be afraid to fail. Take a risk every day. This is your one and only life. It's the only show in town. You can't get any of your days back. I want you to live as if you're going to be old someday, looking back at all the things you've done. It's the things you didn't do that will bug the heck out of you." So I say to all of you, in closing, live hard, dream big, cross finish lines, because then I'll know you started. Realize how important those steps are. They're worth more than money. Be part of a team. Find people who challenge you. Believe in heroes. Have role models, but more importantly, be a role model. And there's one more thing. Remember from the video? You have to remember one more thing. I have to teach you the finish line pose. Everybody stand up. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Finish line pose! Yes! Congratulations! So we're going to give away 3 watches. One of those watches is going to be right now for somebody whose birthday is closest to today. Is it today?
Closest to today. It's a March 4th.
Oh, yay! Wait, and when is your birthday?
March 3rd.
You won! Yay! There you go. Happy birthday! I do that wherever I speak. I always give the first door prize to somebody selling a birthday because birthdays are celebrations. And usually for adults, they want to hide when I mention birthdays. But remember, it's your one and only life. Age only matters if you're a piece of cheese, remember? Even if you're old, you still dream. Second watch is going to the best question. We'll do 4 questions. Any questions? Does anyone have any? Yes.
What will reach your dream when you feel that you're still not happy?
Oh!
Change your dream or?
What if you reach your dream and it's like, oh, well, this didn't turn out to be like a happy moment? Is that what you're saying?
That you feel like it's not worth it, like
It's
whatever
not
you went through.
That is a great question. And how I can answer that is just, there are a lot of times in life where we think something is really going to matter, and in the end it doesn't. So I consider it a life lesson. It's like, you know what? This isn't why isn't it? And what can I learn from it? I think we learn every day from success and from failure. So what you learn from that is to create a different dream and a better dream. And that your dreams
So
change.
this is the best dream everybody can dream of, and I'm there already. And I'm still not happy with what does it mean? Like I'm crazy or?
Then it's not your dream.
No, it was my dream. Rather.
Yeah, well then it wasn't great. So you need to do type of regroup. You've changed. You've become more wise. You've become a better person and bigger than your dream. Think about it. Get back to me by email. Rama has my email. Okay, next question.
Yeah, what if you have a dream but you have like responsibilities and then you have the guilt of not doing that and going for the dream? So it's always it's a dilemma where like when you're an adult you have like responsibilities, the guilt and the dream fighting in.
That's another good question because I was giving a speech one day and this lady came up to me and she says, "You don't get it, do you?" She goes, "You sit up there and talk to all of us and you have no responsibility and you have no idea what I'm going through." And guess what? She was right. She had her problem, her challenges. She was right. But we all of us have stories. All of us have challenges. And it's balancing those challenges and realizing that maybe that dream could be put on hold. In the meantime, you can work on something else. We all have challenges. Tomorrow, I'm having a colonoscopy on TV at 8 o'clock. I'm not 50, I've already had 3. Do you know why? My sister died at the age of 38 with 3 kids. I have a family medical history. I watched my sister die. 7 years ago tomorrow. I don't want you to feel sorry for me, but there's a story for you. You know, we all of us have stories and they're all very, very important and they make up who we are as individuals. The closest thing to happiness are what I call the 3 A's, attitude. I can moan and groan and swirl and twirl and gloom and doom if I choose to. I choose not to. Number 2, authenticity. Be you. Everyone else is already taken. Be proud of yourself. And the 3rd A, you know what the 3rd A is? Awareness. Awareness of your greatness inside of you. Awareness of the people around you. Awareness to be kind and compassionate. You know who the best leaders are? The best role models? Those who can pass it on. Those are the 3 A's to an awesome life. Those are my 3 A's. Let's just put it that way. Okay, oh, here we have a question in the back. Okay, he has 2. Actually, you have 5. What? Okay, 1. I'm just kidding.
Why do you like running?
Oh, why do I like running? Okay, no one's answering that question. That's a tough one. I have 2 answers for you. Running makes me feel good. I have a lot of answers. Why do I like it? I'm good at it. And anything you're good at makes you happy. Think about it in your mind. Things you're good at. Oh yeah, I love to do that. Well, you're good at it. So I'm good at it. I was born gifted. I have a big old heart that pumps lots of blood up. Yeah, good at it. Number 2, I run with people every day. I've always run with people. I still run with people. So to me, I get to be around my friends every single day. I'm around my friends. And the 3rd thing I wouldn't get to stand here in front of you today and speak, which is my second favorite thing to talk. I wouldn't have earned the right to stand here and share my story if I hadn't been a runner. So look what running brought me. I got to walk in this room. Rama emailed me and said, would you come do this? I would have never met Rama and his wife. I would have never met you guys today. Those are my 3 answers. Do you like them? Okay, good. Okay. And last question.
Was it you, after you had surgery and you couldn't, move, you could only walk, did your heroes keep you going, or did your tree to keep running?
Did you hear that question? Whoa! She gets the prize! Okay, that's a showstopper. Okay, what kept me going after surgery, my dream or my heroes? There's 5 things actually that kept me. My dream always will keep me. My dreams now will always keep me going. I have new dreams. Number 2, my family. My mother was my role model. Remember, she left me that. My mother believed in me. So the love of my role model. My biggest role model is my mother. Where's the girl that introduced me? Her biggest role model is her mother. Oh, and here's her mother. Oh, let's give Mom a hand. That thing that kept me, my friends. And I guess the 5th thing that kept me running was the actual joy of being outside, being physical, being in good shape, being healthy. Running has kept me very healthy. So my health is very important. And that gets a lot. So I think she went. Okay, and then the 3rd watch today is we'll celebrate. In this room, are there any people who just turned 50? Any woman who just turned 50? Anyone care to admit that? Are you all younger than 50? Why did I bring up 50 is because when you should get your colonoscopy. 49? I am older than, oh, there you go.
I'll be 50 in 2 months.
Okay, there we go. There's the watch, get pull it off. It's Roxy and colonoscopy when you turn 50. Absolutely. Shoot, I'm older than all the people in this room. This has been a real battle. No, I'm kidding. Okay, and then I'm going to have Robin do that another time. He can go home. Okay, then you can decide that. Okay, that'd be great. Okay, and that's it for me. And thank you very much. And it's a joy to be around you. And thank you especially to Rama and his wife for inviting me. Thank you very much.
Can we all, one quick round of applause for Julie.
Enjoy the rest of your day. I have to go home and take my medication. Yay! Which, for the kids, you have to clean out your colon. So, you know what that's like? Thank you for helping.